Welcome to Deus Ex. I'm Hunter. I've heard people say that the melee combat in Deus Ex is finicky or difficult, but I don't think so. I'm going to show you how to use melee weapons in Deus Ex. We'll begin by starting a new game to set up a scenario where we could test different weapons, and then we'll load a saved game once we use those weapons on our test subjects. We'll do it on realistic difficulty, in case you think it matters. And I'll do it without any skills.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week.
Okay, here we are. Let's throw this away, I don't want to eat it.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. This isn't...
Whoops. Definitely don't need this. Alright, so... Alex is talking.
Everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue.
Here's Liberty
Look
Island.
for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
So, we are going to start with the baton, I think. You can get a baton out here.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Alright, so first we're going to start with this baton. The baton is a non-lethal melee weapon. And, okay, there's this guy. Too slow. Walk up behind him, hit him in the lower back, and he'll become unconscious like this. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Who was that? I didn't see a uniform.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either.
All clear.
Yeah, all clear. Clearly nothing happened here. Walk up to him. It doesn't matter. You can't bump into them or anything. They're not going to notice you unless they actually know that you're there. Hit him in the lower back. Now, if you're standing up, the positioning for that is completely different. It might be like hitting their butt. I don't know, but I don't think it's reliable. That's kind of the problem that you're going to run into. But as long as you follow these instructions, it will be reliable. Well, I was lucky. And they're unconscious. They're not dead. So, if you have the run silent augmentation...
Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here.
See, I could do this all day. Now, make sure you get up against them before you swing, because if you just tickle them with the baton, it won't work. And then they'll get alerted. You can do the same thing with any of the melee weapons. You have to be up against them in order to knock them out in one hit. I was going to say, if you have Run Silent installed, you can run up to them silently, but it would still probably be best to crouch before you swing the weapon. You know, ooh, this guy's gonna be tricky. But yeah, I mean, you can see how reliable this is. It's really easy. There's nothing to it. Whoa. See? One hit every time. It's quite easy. And the truth is, all the melee weapons are like this. This one is non-lethal. I use this a lot because it takes up one inventory slot, and it's non-lethal, but you can use any melee weapon the same way. Now, just for kicks, we'll see what we can do with a baton assault. Usually this goes pretty badly, but I'll see what I can do. This is why you do not charge with a baton.
That's the difference. I know I heard some fake about.
I can't really see what I'm doing there in the dark, but... So, that's kind of what happens when you charge people with the baton. You know, this guy I was able to get behind. One thing that you always should do when charging with melee weapons is don't approach people from the front. You want to approach them from behind so they don't start attacking before you can close the distance and start swinging at them. And you can swing at them before you get to them, so be aware of that. Alright, that's it for the baton. Now, usually this is when the game crashes, so let me see if I can just load some random... Oh, I don't know. Good. Now, maybe I can load the one I want to load. Good, it worked. Now, let's check out the prod. Stick with the prod, actually. Before I do that. Didn't set this up perfectly. I need some more shots from the prod. Oh, hello there. Now, this is realistic mode. These guys are pretty clueless, you know. Unconscious. That guy saw me, so I'm gonna run behind here and see what I can do. Whoa. That's not a good place to stand, buddy. See? So you do the exact same thing. You crouch, you get up behind them until you're really close to them, touching if you want, and then attack. This does not work with batons or any melee weapon. It does not work on commandos. They will not be affected. Other enemies also won't be affected. So that's pretty much how it goes with the prod. Exactly the same, you know, just like I said. I'm just demonstrating. The prod obviously has qualities that the baton doesn't have. With the prod, you can stun people, but that might not be the most tactical use of the weapon. It might be, or it might not be. If you stun someone with the prod, then other melee weapons do a lot more damage. Now I'll do a prod charge. It should be easier than the baton charge was, but, you know, no promises or anything. Okay, let's see here.
That's the difference, right? I know Uh-oh, that's him. He's a cop.
See, so this guy is stunned now. If I want, I can take out some other weapon and whip him. I aimed for the butt there. That might be the correct positioning for standing, but I don't know. Thing is, you can't even come up to them when you're standing anyway, so because you make noise, they will hear you and turn around, at which point you have a problem. You want to surprise them. So that's the prod. Now, let's have a look at the knife, I guess. You didn't see me. Is there a knife? I don't think there's a knife over here. Let me just pick up a knife. Oh, don't start walking. Oops. Okay. So this guy should provide us with a knife to play with. Hi. Now the knife is like the weakest melee weapon that does damage. It does 5 damage, but that doesn't matter. We're still going to be able to use it in the exact same way. Procedure is exactly the same. This guy behind me. Who was that? I didn't see a uniform. Because it is a lethal weapon, it will make a lot of noise when you use it, unlike the baton.
Uh-oh.
See?
That's him.
So, I was able to kill him in one swing, but that's not a good place to stand. Just stab him in the butt. See, these guys are dead. So, that's an important difference between using a non-lethal weapon and a lethal weapon. The lethal ones are noisy. Needless to say, this weapon is not going to be much use, except against soft targets like these NSF. The MJ-12 guys are exactly the same, but, you know, once you start fighting transgenics, or... Wait, is that a term from Far Cry? Okay, I messed it up there. He's injured, though, so... So there is that. The monsters. Once you start fighting the monsters and the commandos and the bots, well, then obviously a combat knife isn't going to do you any good. I'm going to skip the assault with the knife. It's pretty much the same as with the baton, except it's a knife, so I don't know. We'll just go with that. That brings us to the classic crowbar. Why is the crowbar a classic? Well, I don't know. Crowbar is a little bit different from these other weapons. It takes up 2 inventory slots, unlike the knife. It's a pretty serious weapon, actually. Thank you for not getting distracted by those guys over there.
Wait,
Oh,
quiet.
shit!
Uh-oh, I got this one.
No! No, you didn't. Stop! Dang it!
Stay cool, the guy's still around.
Hey! Bitch!
Now this is what I signed on for.
Well, this is realistic mode, as I have disclosed. Let's try that one more time, this time with a little bit more finesse. Shall we? Crowbar out. You totally don't see me over here. Let's try this again. Do not get distracted by those guys on the dock. Don't do it. For some reason, sometimes when you start a new game and then load the game immediately, it likes to crash. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Get up behind him, lower back. So it's exactly the same as all the other melee weapons. It's really reliable, it's easy. Where's this guy going? Anyway, I am not right there. I don't know what you're looking for. So the crowbar is not like the other weapons. It's much more useful. Aim for the head. I swung once and he's dead. Okay? And if you remember, crowbar only does 6 damage. So that's pretty useful, actually.
I swear.
Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here.
See? There you go. That was 2 hits. One that wasn't quite where it needed to be, but he was so injured he was fleeing from me. Which is a good thing, because these guys can kill you in one shot on realistic mode. This is not really a strategy, it's just messing around, but it does show you what is possible using the crowbar. But the standard melee tactic of crouching and then hitting the lower back is still as valid here as it is with the other weapons. And it's safe. There's no risk to it. I could do this all day, you know. Look at this. Pretty easy. Now let's try having some fun with the crowbar. Maybe I'll screw it up, but hopefully not. Because the crowbar is actually a kind of a useful assault weapon. You know what I mean?
That's the difference, right? Wait, take it back.
So you see how much more useful the crowbar was there, in spite of the fact that it only does 1 more damage than the combat knife. I'm in pretty good shape here, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm not. Let's see. There's a guy right there. When you come up behind these guys, always approach from the back, never from the front, and strafe when they start to turn.
I swear I... Huh?
Hey, that wasn't so bad, was it? I mean, I say that now, but yeah. That guy down there is never going to know what hit him. Unless he turns around.
Wait. Huh?
This power box must have been damaged
How
in the
about
raid. Don't cross through the arcs. I'm also picking up an EMP field here. If you're not careful, it'll suck away your bioelectrical energy.
Now, approaching all three of these guys with a crowbar would be a very bad idea. It would probably kill me or severely injure me at the very least. So, I'm going to wait for this guy, get some distance on the others. They will still be alerted because they're close enough to hear the commotion, but yeah. I can even get sneaky, you know.
Quiet. Uh-oh. Pig.
Well, I sure messed that up. They could still kill me in one shot. What? I'm not over there.
Keep looking. Something funny about that guy.
Where'd he go? I don't know.
Pig.
Oh, that other guy totally didn't notice me. He's already alerted, so he didn't... These guys don't hear things going on around them other than walking. And...
I think we're
good. Okay. So that's kind of an overview of the melee weapons in Deus Ex. So a quick little addendum on the attack position while standing. It is the butt. I'll show that to you. You can approach someone while standing as long as you're not running. Like this. But for this guy can see me while I'm standing. Nope. And the butt. Now that works pretty well. If you wanted, you could install Run Silent to rapidly approach these guys from behind, but I think you'd actually be overselling Run Silent just so that you could hit, you know, ordinary guys with the baton or some other melee weapon. It's just not that necessary. You can do that. You notice how he saw me right as I started to attack. I think that's because you have greater visibility while you're standing and I'm, you know, up against him. That's not really an issue while you're crouched, but standing definitely is, so... Anyway, you know, exact same rules for melee weapons as long as you hit them in the butt while you're standing. Why you would bother standing? It doesn't really seem to be faster. This is walking, and this is crouched. So, sorry. Actually, I think walking might be slower. Or is it the same? I don't know.